With the return of the Divine Feminine, we are being returned to the ultimate power of love, which is transcendent. As the heart opens more and more, all that which ever happened, which we ever miscreated with other souls, in all forms and ways we ever closed our hearts even to ourselves, will surface as comprehension finally dawns like the mighty cosmic sun of illumination, that is truth, there is only love. The beautiful essence of the purity of the Divine Feminine, and all she epitomizes in pure unconditional love, is reflected in the pure white flame which is intricately holds and has always held within her. We are being reborn into innocence, that beautiful innocence, and the highest truth of our souls, as we were first created with the pure love and intent of the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine to bring a unique, pure, beautiful soul into form and being, with a unique purpose and soul expression, so that this soul can shine its own beautiful essence, purity, love in co-creative ways within the greater monad, soul group as one, and then within the universal and omniversal existences, in whatever form or expression this may be. Our soul in its purest form is magnificent. We in truth have not even touched on the magnificence of the soul itself, for we were stuck so long in separation and in the mind itself. The soul itself carries the divine and divinity within itself and is created to express that divinity within with great love. The soul was created to sing its own soul songs through the unique tonal chords which are inherent within it, and to be tuned in eternally into the songs of the heart of the Mother, the birther of all. The Mother sings through us all through the eternal songs of creation. It is never ending, and when we are fully tuned in, we can tune into all which has ever been created, in whatever forms and ways, visible and invisible, seen and unseen, and join in the songs of the seraphim and indeed the whole of creation as one, and with such love that the songs become the love songs of creation. When our hearts and souls are so filled with the divine love songs, how can we not exude the purest love which is all-embracing? How can we not open our heart and souls to other souls, and allow them to simply be the purest expression of their own soul, as created to be? How can we not give the freedom to simply themselves and allow them to explore all of creation in their own unique way, knowing that in truth we are all one, and that all our soul songs eternally are tuned into the selfsame source of all life and life forms and all existence? Our soul always strives for balance and harmony within, even as that harmony is the eternal harmony and perfected beauty and magnificence of creation itself. The harmonies are ingrained within the soul itself, and can never be depleted nor shut down, unless the soul itself for whatever reason chooses to buy into the discordant energy and express discordance. Remember that one discordant note brings a jarring reaction, and then the soul, once out of balance, tends to totter along until it rebalances itself by finding the eternal truth within through the eternal knowing of soul within. The Divine Feminine brings in the beautiful harmonies, the songs of songs, the songs of eternal, all-embracing love, and retunes us into the highest wisdom the Holy Sophia with the Shekinah holds, as part and particle of the Divine Feminine herself. They form the Holy Trinity, for indeed love is wise in purest sense. It knows the workings of the cosmos, the eternal truth, which is there within the core of all creation, as one with the Source, the Divine Father, the Divine Mother as one, who form the Godhead equal source. When the soul is infused with divine love, the eternal wisdom of the soul expresses itself in the deepest knowing within. It fully embraces the all-seeing, all-hearing and all-knowing within, for it is eternally tuned into the selfsame source of all existence. Our souls are eternally tuned into the greater whole, for our soul traverses the greater cosmos. Not only are we eternally one with our monad which embodies the mighty I Am Presence itself, but we also are eternally one with all which has ever been created. The source of all knowing lies in the knowledge that when we are tuned in, we can access anything under the great central suns. For in truth this is what the ascended masters and hosts do. There are no limitations. The Divine Feminine is indeed opening our hearts to remember our infinite truth, which is that as sons and daughters of the Divine, our own divinity within our own souls opens us the greater knowledge and wisdom which is infinite available to us. It is when we allow our own minds to shut down the infinite tunes and infinite knowing of our own souls, that we suffer. It is only when the heart is fully open and the Divine Ho songs fully tuned in, that we expand into the greater infinite soul group and infinity itself. The mind is finite and cannot go so far unless the higher mind is fully tuned into the heart and soul. Then through the heart center and soul its higher transmitter channels open, and thus whatever is accessed can be transmitted through the higher mind. The soul and consciousness are forever linked. When the soul is conscious, it is also aware. It is awake. It slumbers no more in the seas of forgetfulness but rises into the fullness of the truth of who and what the soul is. The more aware and conscious it becomes, the more it is tuned in. Yet consciousness is never stagnant. As one rises in awareness, the inner knowing rises, and thus one now starts to ascend through the 352 levels of creation again, and the different planes of consciousness, as thus attains the different degrees of soul mastery. Therefore there are galactic masters, universal masters like Lord Melchizedek, and then even omniversal masters. The higher they rise in consciousness, the more they take on the roles of higher guides to other souls. So there are octaves of consciousness, and what we now are busy accessing is the universal Christ consciousness, which in itself has multiple levels. One can never separate Christ consciousness from eternal and infinite love. For in truth the more conscious you become, the more the heart opens and opens you to ever greater levels of divine love and expression thereof. Love in truth always strives for unity, harmony, and the eternal one. The Divine Feminine is returning us to the truth of love, infinite love, eternal love. And it is only in this context that we can access the greater universal whole, for herein lie the keys and codes of all existence. By Judith Kusel. Remember, the universe is one team. Just like you cannot go further than the slowest rower on a boat, for it is one team rowing, you cannot access further thoughts than the collective, the one human family. So thank God people are waking up and people are breaking the old patterns and people are asking. Because of that, there is more available to tap into, more help coming. It doesn't matter if you are among the first or last, or somewhere in the middle, completing the journey is the goal. And now, more than ever it is possible, feasible, and many are doing it, giving you the opportunity to tap into what they know and received. In other words, rise to the consciousness they have realized, the truth they have realized, and break free from the old patterns of thought and beliefs. And if the human collective is one, the universal collective is one. It is all one big, giant team. It matters not if you are the slow rider, get inspired by those ahead. Even ascended masters are there to show you the way, to tell you that you can do it too. The whole universe is saying you can do it. Stop perceiving your reality with these broken glasses. Remove those glasses. Believe in the impossible and make it possible, for all things are possible. And how do you remove those glasses? Ask your heart, how does it feel in the moment? Is your heart worried, concerned, or is it at peace, at one? Your mind always comes up with stories. Your heart knows. It is the seat of your truth, of your being, your inner God self if you want. Channel, Nadina Bone.